to keep on talking till I can't go on. Why you see it your way? Run the risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you said. You can get it wrong, but still you think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime, so I will ask you once again. Try to see it my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. Why you see it your way? There's a chance that we may fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime, so I will ask you once again. Try to see it my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. Why you see it your way? There's a chance that we may fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. Try to see it my way. Do we have to keep on talking till I can't go on? Why you see it your way? Run the risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you said. You can get it wrong, but still you think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. We can work it out.
So, should I start again? Yeah, let's go again. Didn't have the mic on. Welcome, friends, syncretists, lovers of truth. Welcome to the 6th in the series of the hyperbola teachings. So, we started off with bowl, did soul, whole, pole, vol, and fold. Now, how is it that this actually generates all these letters is the big question now, because bowl was obvious, and pole, because those two letters are interchangeable, and V. But V is a liquid, whereas B and P are like percussive. They're just one hit, but P, right? They're not sustained. So the sustained letters that come from B are V, obviously, especially here in Mexico, in the Latin American countries. And then V also brings to the PH, or rather, it declines down to the F as well, but the F comes via the P. Okay, because in Greek you have phi, phylon, right? And that means leaf. Well, I should put that down, shouldn't I? This is one of the most important words today. Leaf. You see it's backward. Fill. See that? L-I-F. Leaf. You always look backwards, guys. Remember, Aleister Crowley. I remember when I was 14, first got into 15, 1977. First started getting into Led Zeppelin, discovered that Jimmy Page was into Aleister Crowley, bought some of his books, and I remember his main teaching, even though he's a dark teacher, I'm not recommending him. But, of course, all these teachers, even the charlatans, shamans and charlatans, they all teach truth, right? So there's always going to be truth, and one of his great truths was do things backward. Learn how to speak backwards. Learn how to read words backward. Walk backwards. Do as much as you can in reverse. This was an ancient teaching from the ancients. So this is why I always say to find the true meaning of any word, you'll discover it in reverse. I've done presentations on this on many words, right? You just go backwards and you find the true meaning of a word, all right? So you see bowl, vol. So you've got its obvious liquid version. Now, I'm going to do a presentation one day and explain where all the letters come from. And they come from this, the sine wave, the ecliptic. So remember, if we put our 12 signs in here, Aries is always here. Taurus is here, Gemini is here, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. A and B are produced in this part of the ecliptic. C and D are in Taurus, and I'll explain all this. E and F, G is on the top, T is on the bottom, and there's a reason for that. H, I, J, K, which is Jesus Christ, Leo the King, J, K. L, M for Virgo, and that's Lux Mundi, Jesus Christ, lux mundi, light of the world. N-O, negate and oppose. P, Q are in Scorpio. And then here starts the word Christ. Q-R-S-T-U. Christo. Here's Jesus Christ. Light of the world, negating opposition. And then this is basically
P for
the-
Pluto.
Pluto, yeah, the ruler of Scorpio, of course, yeah, but the root of P is to preserve. Vishnu is the preserver. Brahma is the creator. So Brahma is here. A, B, C, D is abracadabra. Starts every alphabet, abracadabra. Then you've got LMN, which is lumen. Lumen is mundane light. That's mundane. Lux is divine light. So here you've got Virgo and Libra stitching up this part of the ecliptic. M is always in the middle. See, that M is denoting termination, and here begins the negative part of the cycle. That's when Libra, the night time, 24-hour clock, 12, 6 p.m, midnight, 6 a.m. So you see where lumen, so you've got all of these, you've got abracadabra, the first light, opening, abra. That's why AB must be in Aries, because ab means to abrir, to open. This is the opening. Aries is always here. It opens from here. That's why bowl is the first word in this hyperbola. But you may wonder, well, all right, well then how are these generated if bowl being B is always about explosion, both. It's always the second letter in every alphabet. 2. See, A is 1. It has a 1, points to 1. But B becomes both. And so it is the first of all. A is not even considered, the Hebrews consider it not the first letter. They consider B to be the first letter, even though it's the second. Okay? Begin. Yeah. Birth.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. Bhagavan, which means God in Sanskrit. Bhagavan. But Bola, or Bala Krishna, Bala in Persian means holy. Whole. See? If you mix that up, you go Abal. Now in Proto-Celtic, you have apple. You see, that's the apple. You can see it's apple core. There's a nice apple, and there's the little leaf of the apple there, and you are an apple. See? In French, pomme is apple, homme is man. It's interesting, isn't it? A man is homme. You see, this is why it is the most common chant, because that letter M is generated here. See, it's in the middle. It balances you. See, if you woke up tomorrow morning and you chanted D all day long, at the end of the day, you will understand what D really means. You'll understand all the root words. Doorway, death, darkness. All of those words will come to you just by sounding D all day. Next day, chant or say the letter S all day. S, 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 S. Just do it as an exercise. And note at the end of the day, don't think about it during the course of the day, but at the end of the day, see how many words it induced. Because as the ecliptic goes around, it actually produces those sounds there. So you might say, well then how come, well F is way over here in EF, how can F then begin, because that's what we're doing today, folly. This is a folly, you see? A fall, man has fallen. So you wonder then, well how does that start then there? We see this is the thing. Every letter is connected to an element. So carbon will be connected to the letter C. You see? Fluorine to the letter F. The elements are already, so F, depending on the frequency of this torus field, will depend on what letter it's saying. Every atom in your body is pronouncing a different letter. All the cells and atoms in your liver are different to the cells and atoms in your kidney. All the cells and atoms in your skin are different to the ones in your eye. Your brain cells are different to your spleen. Why? Because of sound. There's only sound. That's all that exists. Sound and light. So depending whether this is a gold, this is 79 gold, there will be a G here. Gold. It will just produce that sound. Gul, gul, gul. So certain elements have the frequency of that letter. And hence they will begin at a certain part of the torus field in that element and in that sound and frequency. You see, there's not 6 electrons in carbon and 6 protons and 6 neutrons, as they say. Because there are no particles. Thank you, Walter Russell. Thank you, all the great magneticians of history. So it's frequency. What they're seeing is a frequency, and they measure it as 1 electron, 2 electrons, 3 electrons, and all the way up to, 93 electrons for plutonium, right? Just a frequency. And in that frequency will be a sound and the colour. All right. So I've kind of deviated with that because I'm going to do a presentation on that, and you will see undoubtedly that those letters are generated not solely in those 30-degree spaces of every ecliptic. Remember, there are 12 conditions along every wave. It's not just positive and negative. That's way too simplistic. Time to turn my phone off, eh? All right. Yeah, that's way too simplistic. We know in syncretism that there are 12 conditions along every wave. Now, sure, Aries produces A and B, but it doesn't mean it can't produce other letters. It can produce other letters. It's not exclusive. But archetypally, it is. Okay? All right, so let's get into the lesson now that I've done that. So, essentially there are only seven of these explosive percussive letters. And then all the rest are really liquids. If you go through the alphabet, you've got A, that's all vowels are liquid. B, there you go. There's the first one. Now, K, because C stands in for K, that's another one. D, you can't make that a liquid. How you make that a liquid is TH, the. In fact, that's how D is pronounced here in Mexico. All right, we will say Dios, We don't say Dios, God, in here in Mexico. You say Dios. In English, it will be spelled like this. Dios.
Theology.
Theology, yes. So that is a TH to make it liquid. But then there's another TH, which is a th, as in thought. You don't say it the same as in the. You don't say thought, you say thought. Right? Well, that comes from T, which is D and T are interchangeables. So this one will give you like thought, a soft TH. This one will give you, as in the, that comes from a D, the, and thought, TH, comes from a T. Now, these are things you learn when you're a polyglot or a linguist or a philologist. As I've been since a little boy, I've always loved languages, and I've always noticed, for instance, I grew up with Calabrian, which is a dialect of Italian. I had to learn Italian in my teens. But in my teens I also learned Spanish and Portuguese. And then later on French. And then I started reading all of these theological books that were explaining the connection between all the gods and all the languages, and how Chaldean resembles Egyptian, resembles Hebrew, and certain English words have derived from there. Some come from India, some come from the Teutonic. And I watched all this, and I saw how, well, buongiorno in Italian becomes bonjour in French. Grazie in Italian becomes gracias in Spanish. So you see how certain words, the letters actually change. A T becomes a D, an L becomes an R, an M becomes an N, and that's the law of interchangeables. And this is one of the most important things you will learn at the academy here about letters. And that's the law of interchangeables. And that's one of the most important things you will learn. Nick, jump in, Nick. How are you, brother?
Doing all right. How about you?
Great, man.
Yeah, I was just thinking earlier. So we have the word full, which somebody's echoing.
Yeah, that's. I think you had your speaker on there.
No, I think. Yeah. Anyways, so taking the word first also seems to be connected to the word fire as well, and the first element in the zodiac wheel is a fire sign. Would you say that's correct?
Yes. Exactly. So that's why I've got fire here. You see, R and L are the handiest of all the interchangeables, right and left, red and blue, red shift, blue shift. That's what it is. This is L, this is R. Radiation, gravitation. Fire and water. And so fire, remember, it comes from pyre, pyro in Greek. But it's also giving you purity, yeah? You purify things with fire. It's the great purger, purge, purgatory. You see how P becomes F? Pir becomes fear. Alright? And fire, well, what's that? Full. This is a fullness. Even though it's folly, because remember, it's a divine comedy. Dante had it right. It's a tragedy. It's a play. It's theatre.
Yep, that's how they say it. The world's indeed a stage.
It's a stage. This is the stage, the plane of inertia. This is our stage. Theatre has the word earth in it. Plane of inertia, planet of earther. And that's the flat earth that we live on, you see. This is the North Pole, of course. This is the model of everything. All right, so let's just clean this board up a little bit because I want to get to the specific words.
Theological Taurus view. Theator.
Theological?
Yeah, like Theo.
Yeah.
Thea. Taurus.
It is, yeah.
Thoughts were
There you go, you've got Tor there, haven't you? There. Because in the Bible, Deuteronomy 32 verse 4, it says God's name is... Well, that's Thor. And that's the Taurus field. And that's it there. And God's name is also Bala. Right, what's Christ called? Here in Spain, in Mexico. Cristobal. Remember Christopher Columbus? What's his real name? Cristobal. Cristobal. That's his name, Christopher Columbus. Cristobal Colon. That's how you say Christopher Columbus. What's Baal? There's a scripture that says Christ and Baal have got nothing in common. What does Baal have to do with Christ? Let me check that scripture. Just for the more studious ones out there that want to know, is that true? Wow. Here we go. Yeah, right now, but I can't find it. Try that. Dang, usually pops up. Anyway, you can check that out. There is a scripture that says, what has Christ got in common with Baal? Anyway, it's got everything to do because this is Christ. This is Christianity. This is a crystal. You're a carbon crystal. Carbon is it's a crystal. It's the strongest crystal, and it makes diamonds, right? They're made of carbon, and that's strong. And that's why we have carbs. And that's why cars run on carbs. It's called hydrocarbon. Yeah? Petrol. Gas. Hydrocarbons, carbohydrates for humans. Hydrocarbons for cars. So you've got hydrogen and carbon that run cars, and hydrogen and carbon that run humans. We need our carbs, don't we? Right? Carbon, hydrocarbons, carbohydrates. Same thing. All right. So, yeah, this is a fullness, but it's a folly. It's flawed. See? But it is the only form that exists. R and L. It is the goddess Freya. R and L. Fry. In Teutonic. I'm getting distracted by all these. Alright. So what was I doing here? Ah yes, okay, let's get rid of this. Flesh. One of the most important words on the board, guys. Take note. This is the flesh. Remember, the scripture says, and the Word was made flesh. Word, well, Remember, that's two V's there, and we've already done vowel, right?
Word makes door too.
Verb. What's that?
Word makes door and tor.
Exactly.
And Torah.
That's it. Door. Door. But what about the sword of God? Isn't God the Lord? Door. And isn't the number one element hydrogen? Door. You see how you get the verb out of the word? So we can just do this. V-E-R. This is how you must process language, guys. The flesh is fire. We've already seen that this is a fire. It's plasma. When we did pole, we looked at that plasma and pulse. The pulse of the universe is the plasma. Everything is plasma. Pull, pluck. It's a play. A plasma play. Fallacious and foolish. Flawed. Fly. There's an interesting one, right? Everything is in motion. Everything is in, what do they say? Everything is in flux. This is flux. This is what happens when you measure the flux of a magnet. Yeah. What do they call that? Yeah, the flux capacitance or whatever, right? So. Yeah, because it's got a flow of energy going. That's what pulls them together, isn't it? Let me just keep with my PowerPoint presentation. Zoom so I can see if anyone's got their hand up. You're checking that, Anne-Marie? Good. All right. 4. Form. So this is a very, very, very important. What's this? There are 9 parts of languages, and I think this is what you call an article. No, it's not an article. This is a. Oh, gee. 4. I'll worry about it. Anyway, so. This is the only form that exists. Now the word phylon, which is F-O-L, that's it in Greek, phylon. Phi, that's PH, that's I, there's 2 L's, that's an O, omicron. Omega is like this. There's 2 O's. Omicron means little o. Omega means big O. And that's always at the end of the alphabet, alpha and omega. But this O is in the middle of the alphabet, right after the letter N. So it's called Omicron. Omicron, omega. And that's an N in Greek, like a V. This is the most important word. This is the leaf. See? And as you can see, there it is backwards. The fall is in the leaf. And what did God give Adam and Eve when they discovered they were naked? He clothed them with leaves. Fig leaves. There's a comment in the super chat? On the Zoom chat. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, phallus, exactly. You also get phallus with that, of course, because there it is. And that, the phallus, and this is the uterus. This is penetrating the uterus, isn't it? See? So this is always male, upright, and the female is going horizontally. In fact, that's what they said the cross was. It was a sexual. It was the male phallic penetrating feminine. Many give the cross that meaning, which is it's correct. I mean, it's got multiple meanings, but I mean that's pretty simplistic. But it is there. Now have a look at the word leaf in Italian, foglia. You see, you don't really pronounce that G. You don't say foglia in Italian. It's like like the two L's in Spanish. When you say caballo, we did that last week, yeah? Well, that is not caballo in Spanish. That's yo. That's like a yo. Well, that is also like in where do we have that in English? Where do we have that?
Foliage.
Huh?
I was thinking the word foliage.
Foliage. Well, there you go. Yeah, spot on. I should have thought of that. Foliage.
It's like you almost say it, but you don't.
There you go. Thanks, Nathan. Good student. Yeah, foliage. You see, this is the leaf. The life. Life is in the leaf. Now look at some. We'll share some of the expressions in a minute when I share my screen. But I checked this out before and I was shocked. You know how many expressions we have in the English language that have to do with leaf? Turn a new leaf. How about
like a leaf and leave.
yeah. Yep. Should take a leaf out of her book. Take a leaf out of someone's book. Take out and discard the studded onion and no. He has turned a new leaf. Did that already. Tremble like a leaf. Shaking like a leaf. Anyway, it's there. Okay, let's move on. Now, that is the biggest of all the words here, man. This is the most important of the word because it's the field. We speak of God is the field. This is the field. Fiel in Spanish means faithful. Fiel, which comes from faith, which is fe, Santa Fe, fe, holy faith. That's what Santa Fe means. Fiel, fealty, we say in English, don't we? Someone who's faithful. He's full of fealty, that guy. Well, see, that's the field. God, and remember, T and D are interchangeable. Fealty. The field. The magnetic field. We measure the flux of the magnetic field. It flies.
Iron is Fe too.
Yes, iron. Fe. What do we got? Fidelity, yes. High fidelity. Leave it all behind. Leave it all behind. Pages of the book are called leaves. Yes, exactly. You're writing your own book. What do you write when you tell the story of your life? Famous person writes his autobiography, right? In pages called leaves. Alright. Champs-Élysées. Yeah, champ is field. So Champs-Élysées. I bet I got that wrong. Yeah, I knew there was a Y in there and two E. Champs. P and Y. All right. All right, so let's just continue. I'll get these words out of the way. In French, feuille, leaf. You see? Y again, like the Spanish y. Feuille. But there it is, you see, hiding. Now, you wouldn't pick that up. And you wouldn't see backwards for leaf, would you? You wouldn't say L-E-F, leaf, because you're not looking backwards. You see? Feel. See, that leaf gives you the sense of feeling. Right? Look at these words. Flee fear, feel free. They're all the same word.
You can feel the field.
Exactly. So, are you fearful or are you free? Are you fleeing or are you feeling? You grab these 4 words and mix them all around and you can write a song with just those 4 words. Huh? You see what's going on, guys? And life is in that. Life and love. Remember, F and V are interchangeable, so there's love there as well. Love. So you can see love is backwards for you. If you make that R and L, and then all the vowels are interchangeable, so we'll just put an O there. Love. Love. Love is free. It feels good. All right, let's leave that then, and we can come back to it. As I'm going to... Nick, jump in, brother.
Yeah, if you put it backwards, you also get a reef.
Exactly.
Water reef.
I actually thought of that, but I just didn't bother saying it. But yeah, reef. So the reef. But this is why you always talk about your mate. You say, "Oh, I know a fellow who's a good man, a fellow." Well, hang on a minute. A fella is someone who kills people, isn't it? Remember the giants were felling humans back in the day, they were saying. So, what did he fall from? Your fellow friend. Who's that fellow that was with you the other day? Why did he fall low? And why is he following you? You see? And who are we following in this folly? Where we have been foiled, and where we play the fool. And that's not a bad thing, to play the fool. Sometimes it's very, very good technique, especially when you're doing reverse psychology with children. You pretend you don't understand what they're saying and you draw more information out of them, right? You plead ignorance and so they blurt it all out, right? That's the technique that people do, plead, ignorant. And it's intelligent to play the fool. In fact, in the scripture it says, if you want to be wise, first you must be a fool. A wise man doesn't just become wise. You have to get there through the fool. That's why the first card of the tarot is the fool. And he's got his knapsack and he's just jolly, woo, I'm incarnated, woo, let's see what folly I can get into. Or what,
Tomfoolery.
tomfoolery, exactly, that's a good one, tomfoolery. Because Tom is the most common name, of course, but yeah, Let's write it down. Atom. Tomfoolery. There you go. Tomboy. Peeping Tom. Tommy the Soldier in England. You would have never heard that? Yeah, they used to call soldiers coming back from war Tommies. Hey, there's another Tommy. Lost his leg. Saw a Tommy the other day and got his eyes blown out in the war. Tommy the Soldier.
Tommy Gun.
Tiny Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Why is David Bowie singing about Major Tom? And who is Major Tom? All is a Tom. Yeah, it's God. Ground control. So we're on the ground here. And we need to speak to Major Tom. And Neo in the Matrix. Let's put that as Matrix. Tom. Tom is the matrix, remember. The mother, the matter, the motor. Neo is one. O-N-E. Neo also means new, like Neoplatonists. We are here at the school, we are Neoplatonists. Neapolitan. Naples, same word, but this Neo means new, the new Platonists, because the Neoplatonists turned up 700 years after the supposed Plato lived. I say that because I know how history has been created and manufactured. Plato, in my opinion, was not a man. It's a school of thought, guys. Same with Hermes, same with Socrates and Solon and Thales and Aristotle. They were schools. They were schools of thought. But the Neoplatonists, they carried that Platonic teaching. And remember, Plato was the great school. And we here are Neoplatonists. But anyway, guess what his name was? Tom Anderson. Tom Anderson. The son of and DNA. D-N-A or Dan. T and D are interchangeable, M and N are interchangeable. Tom Anderson. Yeah.
Nick's got his hand up.
Nick, jump in, brother.
Well, we already since we moved on a little bit forward, but earlier when you were talking about how you have to be the fool first, it reminded me of the quote, better to remain silent than be thought of a fool. Sorry, better to remain silent and be thought of a fool than to speak and remove all doubt.
Yeah, to speak and remove all doubt, exactly. Did you guys hear that? Nick just said, better to remain silent and be seen as a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Because sometimes you look at someone who's quiet and you think, they look like they're wise, you know? Then later on you hear them in conversation and you think, sounds like a peanut brain, you know? That's why he was quiet, because he knew he didn't have any wisdom to share. But other times others stay silent because they are wise. Because they know that you can learn from a fool. You can learn from anyone and everyone. Children, especially, they're more connected to source. They know all this. Children, see, if we started teaching children this at school, they would speak 40 languages. They would know all sciences. There'd be nothing unattainable to them.
They create their own language of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're on the play, blah, 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 and they don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, because that's why little babies say, ga, ga. You know, they're actually, they remember. They're saying sounds that actually mean something, and we're going, ooh, you know, like Pebbles and Bam Bam, you know, in the Flintstones. Yeah. Bam Bam is like, right? You ever watch the Flintstones? Pebbles and Bam Bam? Bang bang. Alright, let me get around to sharing this screen of mine. Desktop. Here we go, guys. Bangity bang. And let's have a look at some of these words, shall we? So we saw how we did pole. Where was pole hiding? Anyway, it's up in there. Let's start here with love, which we've already done. Live, evil, vile, life. There you go. Leaf and life. And laughter. Remember, guys, laugh at yourself in a poetic sense, not in a derogatory sense. Laugh at the sorrows, the tragedies, the misfortunes, the mishaps, the illness. Because one day you won't be in these leafy skin suits, and you'll be unconditioned, and you'll know why you suffered. You'll know why it all happened. So remember, it's a theatre, and it's just a stage. Thank you, Shakespeare. So feel free, flee fear. Haha, there it is. Fry, oh yeah, fire will fry you. There you go, a flea, backwards for leaf. An elf, oh well, there you go, the elves. In Lord of the Rings, eh? There's the word fresh and flesh. See what happens when you interchange the R and the L? Fresh, flesh. A baby is fresh flesh. Fallacy. What's a fallacy? It's something fallacious. It's wrong. It's incorrect. To fail. Oh, what about foul? This is a foul world we have come to. Poetically, of course. It is full of false, fraud, and fault. It is a fable. Ooh, how about that word? Bull. Fable. Flat. There's another one. Comes from plat. There, and that just proves that those are interchangeable. You see? Flower. Now that's a very, very important one. Flow. Remember we talked about flux? Well, these things, these atoms behind me, they are flowing. It is the flow from the field. And a flower comes from a blossom.
Mixed race.
Nick, fire away, mate.
In Spanish, you also have the word feliz, which means happy.
Good one. Thank you for that. Hang on a minute. Feliz. Because remember, I'm going on the negative here, aren't I? Well, why didn't I do what Nick just said there and put felicity? Feliz in Spanish, but we've got felicity. Fel. So these fellows, they're happy. They're happy fellows. You see, whatever is negative has its equal and opposite counterpart in the negative. Every word, as I've been saying for decades now, is masculine, feminine, and neuter. Every word is. Every single word. No matter what word it is, it has three genders. And the reverse of the word is the true, you'll find the true meaning of that word. We'll do that one day, a whole bunch of those words. Fortune. Some come here to experience fortune. Tune? Because it's a frequency. Fortune is a frequency. If you wake up in the morning going, oh, woe is me, I've got a sore back and I'm just depressed and I've got no friends and no money, well, how are you going to get a good tune going? Right? You're going to be foiled. You're going to fail. Huh?
It's going to be very foul. You're going to foul.
Foul. You're going to foul it up.
Like a fool.
But what we want to be is fair, don't we? Fair and pay the fare. We're all paying a fare to fare well. Forum. That's why I put that here actually. Originally. For the two words form and forum. Here is a forum for us. This is our forum for us to play the theatre. This gives us a forum. So you've got form and forum. They're the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Fealty, we've already done that. Flame, flare, fire. That's all from foal. The flame of fire. Flamenco. Go Nick.
You also have the word fast, not just to go fast, but also to not eat as well.
Exactly. And then we'll finish with that. Look at this word here. Folk. Well, we know what that is, don't we, folks? Hey, folks. Well, it comes from, we did vol last week, and I mentioned it in last week's lecture. But there it is. V and F are interchangeable. All right. And for this one here, this for here, that is to go before. All right. That is also part of this foal setup. Now I just want to go forward a bit to 188. Of course, you can get this whole presentation on my archived lessons that I've done here at the Academy. You just go through my archives, you can see this presentation. What was I? Yeah, okay, so here we are. There's the phylon, ancient Greek. Phylon means leaf. And if you look at the fig leaf, that's the figure that they have a figure, and that's what the root of fig is. So that phi here in Greek, that comes from physical. The phi ratio is a phi cycle. The phi cycle of 1.618, that is the matrix. The phi cycle is the physical. Okay, let me just put that on the board for those who are in here, not seeing what I've... So phi, which is the Greek phi, and we say phi, well that is physical, but it's also phi cycle, isn't it? Everything that is physical is a phi cycle.
Cycle of...
Yeah. The Fibonacci ratio, the phi ratio. Interesting that a Bonacci got to get that in there, isn't it? So what else have we got here? Okay, next page. Got 2 more pages. And there you see phylon becomes phallus, becomes pellis, which is the skin, pel, la piel in Spanish, piel. And below apple, fall, fellows, all these are related, see. And then Genesis 3:7 says, then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realised they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. This is all poetry, guys, it's not literal. And as you can see, the Latin pellis, well, In Old English, it's fell. There you go. That's why we call our fellows, friends, fellows. Right? To cover in skin, pel. To cover, wrap. Right? And in Greek, it's pelma. Pelma. Alright? From Middle English, fel, vel, pelt. Right? And there's Germanic as well, fella. In Dutch it's vel, vellum. What happens when you have a vellum parchment? Well, it's made from cowhide, isn't it? Skin. So a fella is someone who has skin, a leaf. And there's all the words. And you can see it's pel, piel. Spanish is piel, there it is there. Italian is pelle. Alright? And to pelt someone. Stone them. And then we come to this one here. What did I want to show from here? Let's have a look. Well, in Old Norse, fel is... Let me sit down. Fjall is a rock or a mountain. Well, there you go. That word behind me on the board, fel, in the centre of that Taurus field, is a rock. It's a mountain. The mountain of God. Where are all the churches built? They're all built on the mountains. Why is that? Because that's where the Taurus field of the mountain meets the Taurus field of the sky, and they collect free magnetic energy in those temples. That's why they were made. Okay. Fierce, there's another word, fierce. And here we have the Latin fel, poison, bitterness. There you go. That's the zenith of where we're coming. Remember, Snow White ate the poisonous apple. Yeah, she fell into sleep. So fel is poison. We were poisoned, guys. We've been poisoned. As soon as you eat these apples, which are your bodies, you are in a sleep, considered to be in a sleep state. And that's what happened. Eve ate the apple, Snow White ate the apple. Everyone gets deceived by these poisonous apples. You know? Alright, so that's it. There was nothing else. Yeah, Freya. So you see Freya is also in there. That's the goddess of all goddesses. Right there, right there. And yep, I've exhausted that. That's all different. Alright, so any participation?
Well, rule 5, cycle. Cycle is the sickle of time. So cycle is time.
Yep, exactly. Let's do that, shall we? Oops. So, what did you say?
Physical 5, cycle.
Yeah, time.
Cycle is the sickle of time.
Exactly. Right. That's Saturn's, Kronos's name, time. Krishna says, time I am. Satan is time, chronology, chronos.
Chronic.
And from that we get, remember, T and D are interchangeable. And in America, you guys have dimes. How many cents is a dime? 10.
Say 10.
And what does 10 come to? Reduces down to 1, doesn't it? Right? Atom. Right? Atom. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. equals 1. Adam. 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 4 equals 10 equals 1. Man. 4 plus 1 plus 5 equals 10 equals 1. Dan, or DNA. 4 plus 1 plus 5 equals 10 equals 1. Eden, the Garden of Eden. 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 equals 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 reduces down to 1. Eden. 5 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 equals 19 equals 10 equals 1. 10. Atom. What does that mean? It means 1. Thomas means twin. Atom means the indivisible unit of 1.
At one moment.
Yeah,
At one.
exactly. Atone. To atone for our sins. At one, atonement.
You also have alone.
Alone. This is my favourite one, Adam, because if you don't reduce that one, so here we reduce the 13th letter to 4, but if we keep that as a 13, you've got 1 plus 4 plus 1. So you've got 1, 5, 6 plus 13 equals 19, equals 10, equals 1. So either way, Adam is always 1. That's why we know that Adam is atom. And Eve is even. Odd numbers are masculine. Odd. Adam. To add. Yeah. Odin, yeah, you can have Odin. By the way, Odin is how you say 1 in Russian. Well, that's the Norse god, Odin. He is the one. And then in Ukraine and Croatia and Bosnia, they say Yadan. Dan. Yadan. So whatever, see, a dime is 10. 10 is 1. That's why it's the most, you've got a penny, you've got a dime, but the dime's always the favourite one, isn't it? Got a few dimes there. It all comes back to 1, guys. Even numbers are feminine. Eve. That's why when 1 was in the paradise alone, or 1, thank you, Nick, or 1, when all 1 alone was in the paradise, he didn't have any trouble because 1 can't be divided, 1 can't be broken down, and he was in a perfect state of harmony. Then 2 comes along. The number 2, division, separation. 2 is negative.
Opposition.
Huh?
Opposition.
Opposition. That's why the Pythagoras, it is said, would spit on the ground each time one of his students mentioned the number 2. Puh. Just to instill into his people that 2 is, it's not the number to focus on for reality, polarity. It's not the number. 1 is.
2 is doing.
Yeah, do. Well, in fact, duo, it means 2, right? When you have a duo.
All right, dual.
Right, you've got a music duo. Well, that's doing. And 2 is do. That's why we have a lot to do. It's the same word.
Trois. Trois and those two.
Yeah, trois in French and dos in Spanish. Yeah, dos.
Twice, right?
Twice?
Twice, right? And
Yeah. Trois in French, yeah.
it's three.
Yep. Like this. Trois.
And penny is one too, because it's pen, penis, which is one.
Yep.
One pen, please.
Penny. All right. Okay, so let's all right. Yeah.
Wanted
Yep. Go ahead, Nick.
I also wanted to add in, that reminded me of the one saying where it would, someone would say it takes two to tango.
Yeah, tango. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Having fun? I am.
Yeah, these are always fun.
Tango, which is a dance, and it's dangerous. And it's a ball. Oops, dyslexic. Going to a ball, to bailar in Spanish. Tango. I was going to say something else about that. Well, that's the tangible universe. You see? Nice. All right. Failed, felt, fidelity. Yep, we've done all that. All right, guys. Anybody else got some comments there?
I got one.
Yep.
I got the Hebrew alphabet here.
Mm-hmm.
It says that F means like beginning or opening or entrance.
The letter F?
Yeah.
How?
It's fame. So it's the P or the F for them both. I was linking it to like, so for follow, if you're following, then that is the opening. Or like, you got fire as Aries for F, so
Yep.
F symbolizes fire or beginning.
Right. I didn't know that. I thought it was the B. Let's have a look at that.
It's the same letter as PHE, so it's P or F. Fame.
Right.
It says your F is mouth, opening, command, speak, beginning or present.
Which one is that? The sixth letter?
No, it's the 16th letter, 17th.
Fair. F-E-H? Check this. And related meanings. Hebrew letters. Oops. Ah. My computer's playing up. There we go. So let's just check that out. Calf. Is that the way?
Yeah, that first one.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah, the first image that comes up.
Top left.
Up here?
Yeah, I Google the first image.
Kids see your cursor, but it's top left.
No, where? Can you show me here?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then
Sorry, I didn't
Yeah, it
realise.
just says that, eh?
Fair. Mouth opening. Ah, right. Okay. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Mouth opening, entrance to, command, speak. In fact, in Portuguese, you know how they say to speak? Falar.
There we go.
Yeah, then Aries is the first sign. That's right.
So,
Allah.
falar, yeah. Entrance, command, speak, open, beginning, present. Fay. Yeah.
First. Yeah, fire. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Moving on. What else we got, guys?
Just actually remembered. I think I remember this being brought up sometime before. If you take the word pH, that's almost like take the pH level of a liquid or even your own body.
How come the letter 4?
Yeah, the pH, the F. Yeah, right. Potential hydrogen. Isn't it interesting that physical and phi and pH, they're all in the same scientific field? Right? What were you saying there, Nick? Oh, the other Nick here in the audience?
Why is the letter 4, when you spell it out F-O-U-R, the same as fire, F-I-R-E?
Yeah. Well, because 4, that's the cross, right? And it's fire and water. Fire is plasma. That's what it is. Fire. Air is gas. Water is liquid, and earth is solid. So we go from astrology to physics, okay? So in astrology we have fire, air, water, earth, in that order. Over in physics we have plasma, gas, liquid and solid. And so fire and 4 in Japanese it's shi, and shinda means to die, and that's why they never use shi. They say ichi ni. Let's see, man, I'm losing my Japanese.
Skip it.
Yeah, they skip it. See, my ex-wife, she was Japanese. She came from a town in Japan called Hachinohe. Let me show you this and you'll see how the Japanese avoid the number 4. And 4 is, remember, it's 13. And we avoid the 13th floor of the building. Why is 13 an unlucky number? Because it's 4. 4 is death. It's when you extend your arms out, you're in the shape of a T, a cross, and that T is the death. So she comes from Hachi, that means 8, Nohe, the town, the place. So that's 8, right? Now, all around where she lives in the top island, she's up there, all around in her local area, which by the way includes a place called Here, where the tomb of Isikiri, the third cross and tomb of Jesus Christ, exists. There are 3 official. There's one in Jerusalem, there's one in Kashmir, and there's one in Japan, and I went there. It's only about 20-minute drive from her place, Hachinohe. So they've got Ichinohe. You can look this up. You can go into a map and check out these towns. They've got Ichinohe, Ninohe, Sannohe, but they haven't got Shinohe. There's no number 4 town, because no one would live in it. Then there's 5 no he, 6 no he, right? Hachi no he. Let's get the Japanese numbers. So yeah. So Ichi no he, Ni no he, San no he, Go no he, Roku no he, Nana no he, and Hachi no he. And Hiromi came from Hachi no he. Remember the film Hachi? The dog? It's a famous Japanese film, Hachi. Well, what happened was that dog used to go. Yeah, it was really sad. It breaks your heart. Just, I'll cry if I talk about it. But this dog, he would go at 5:30 or whatever time his boss or his master owner would come home from work. He would go to the train station every day without fail, waiting there, right? Then he died. The man died. But the dog, still, till the day he died, he would go to the train station at 5:30.
Little tomorrow.
Mm.
Could be here today.
Yeah, just, wow. I mean, humans don't even have that kind of love for other humans, you know. We fall in love with someone, oh, I love you forever, I promise I'll love you forever. Within a year, you hate each other and you're divorced or whatever, you know. But
And then they talk bad about her when they go home.
yeah, but a dog, you know, you can kick them and abuse them, and as some cruel people do, and they still love their masters, you know. It's funny.
Aries is the dog.
It's real love. Dog is God backwards, right? So I think dogs have incarnated. Once a Pythagoras caught a man kicking a dog, and he said, "Stop that! That's my friend. I know him. I know the spirit in the dog. That's my friend." And that's why dogs are very, very human sometimes, you know. My little dog Mocha. Let me share. Where's my little doggy? Am I sharing my screen yet? There she is. Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that. But Mocha, just show you how cute she is. Have a look at that. Isn't that the cutest little doggy? A spoodle caboodle. Yeah. Yeah, spoodle caboodle. Anyway, she'd be sitting there, and I'd be talking to Hiromi, my wife, and I'd say, in the middle of a conversation, I'd say Mocha, and she'd just, you know, popped her head up. And it was almost like she was in our conversations, and she's always looking when we were talking, you know, and feeling our words. Back in those days, I had a bit of bad temper, and if I expressed my anger, she would go in the corner and just hide. Poor little girl. But she loved me. She was all over me, this dog. Yeah, still alive, back in Australia.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. She's Scorpio, October 27.
She's like 18, 17 years old or what?
Well, she was born in 2010, so she's 12 years old. Yeah.
I had a dog like that too.
Yeah, I'd love to see what she looks like now. Last time I saw her was 2017. Oh, she'll be thinking about me every day, this dog. She just loved me like you got. Oh, she thought, because when she was a pup, I was the one who taught her how to catch the ball, and that was her favourite thing. And I was the one who taught her how to have fun. And I would provoke her. She's a Scorpio. She wanted to fight. She's sweet, but she wanted to bark and fight, right? Whereas Hiromi, being Japanese, like if she threw the ball, it was like fluffy, you know. Yeah. But I would just, you know, I'd be very martial and aggressive, and she loved it. You know, she'd go chasing that ball, and the more aggressive I got, and the further away I threw the ball, you know, like I'd throw it over to frickin' Kingdom Come, and she'd go and find it. Sometimes I throw it in the, in the sticks, and she's looking around all day. And other times I pretend to throw it. I'm going like this, and she's off running, and she's running, and she's looking around. Oh, he hasn't thrown it, so she comes running back. Then I do it again and again and again. I'd do it about 40 times in a row, and she would always come back. I'd fool her. Yeah, no, I'm a tormentor, but she loved it. The more I tormented her, the more she loved it. In fact, while we're on that subject, let me show you how much of a tormentor. I'll show you a little video of her. Movies. Yeah, it'll be in here. Let's have a look. You got to see this. This is going to be good for our lesson today, because you will see. These are movies I still haven't uploaded from my 2013 tour in Italy. Yeah. Where's little doggy? Island is here it is. Okay. Let's see. Mocha. Where is it? I think it's this one here. No. Try this one. Can you see how cute she is?
Yeah.
Isn't she gorgeous? She's got her little ribbons in her. Yeah, but I want to show you a really funny one. Oh, here it is. All right. Can I turn my volume on? Listen to this,
Yeah,
guys.
you can turn the volume on your computer and use it.
All right. Listen to this. Huh?
No, I don't know how to get your volume.
Maybe if I take... You want to turn these mics down? All right, now that'll work. Watch this.
Now, what I'm showing here is that we have many coloured balls. You see, blue, orange, and Mocha's preference was this ball, this colour, yellow, until we discovered this a couple of weeks ago, and she's clearly now making this her colour, favourite colour. She used to always chase the yellow ball. The yellow ball was always her favourite colour, her preference. Now it's this one. I'm going to prove it. So 2 weeks ago this was her favourite colour. This new one is her new favourite colour, and this will prove it. I'll throw 2 balls. She will come back with the big one.
She left the yellow one.
Okay, let's do it again.
Can everyone hear it? Can you hear that, Nick?
She will ignore the yellow.
I'm hearing it through the microphone, but not through the stream.
Once more.
Oh no.
Nancy Thomas can
Hear it through Zoom, but not on the catalogue.
Okay, so, but this is not the one I wanted to show you. You can see how much she loves balls, right?
Not that at all. It's a deliberate. She has a preference. You know, she prefers. She's choosy. If she's got 2 to choose from, she makes her best choice. Okay.
There you go. She left the yellow one.
There you go. You can see she clearly, deliberately. She deliberately left the yellow one and then went for the pink one. Okay. So now I'm going to try green and pink. Okay, to see if this is true with these 2 colours. All right. We're going to see her preference here. Here we go. She stopped. She thought about that. That was confusing. She likes the green one. Okay.
She'll come back with the pink one.
Yeah. You do it again.
I'm going to put these up on YouTube. In fact, I'm going to do that. Yeah. to love Diggy. I used to call her Diggy Doggy. Huh? Oh, where's the other? Yes. She wanted the new pink one. What a little discriminating doggy. See, look at that. She pulled out the new one. She doesn't want the old pink one.
Never goes by the rules and stuff. She never, with a little Gemini herd. You ready? Yeah. These two balls, which one do you prefer? Which one? You can tell she's looking at the pink one. Then I'll turn them around and she's looking at the green one. Wrong. Okay, let's see which one you prefer.
There's a reason why I'm showing you this, guys. There's a real good lesson in this. You could be blown away. You're going to be blown away.
The people are, do we need to do it again? I don't think so. Martha has a preference.
Now, I want to get the one where I torment her. That's just, I've got to show this, guys. I have to. No, it's not that one. Oh man, this is really worrying me. What the?
Can you search it? Just type in her name on the.
I don't get it. I was watching it just the other day. I really want to show you this because it shows the power that people have in the media by distracting people. I could hold her attention by just holding a ball in her hand. She would just sit there and look at my hand. Yeah. All right. Can people hear me? Okay. Yes. All right. Never mind. Anyway, any comments, guys? Before we move on, I'm just so disappointed here. I wonder where that went.
Can you type in mocha?
Yeah, let's do that.
I also got something I wanted to share about naming as well. I can share it after.
Yeah, for sure. I've already seen that.
Do you hear Nick? He has something to say.
Yeah, go, Nick.
Yeah, it actually reminds me how my mother she has a dog, right?
Yeah.
And the dog's name was Leo. For the record, I'm not the one that named him. And the one thing that we've always noticed is sometimes he acts like a cat. Like the dog is scared of water. He's usually lazy, much like how a cat would be as well.
Yeah.
It was always funny.
Yep. Never mind. If I find it, I'm going to show it next week. So stay tuned for next week's lesson guide, because what I do is I show you how I move the ball like this, and she's got her eye on the ball. And that's what they're doing in the media. That's what the governments are doing. They're saying, oh, Ukraine and Russia, right? The C word all of a sudden doesn't exist. We were locked down for 2 years and it disappeared. Now they've got another ball. And see, what they do is they go like this, oh, look, over here, they're magicians. And how we humans can keep a dog so distracted from going about eating and doing their things, sleeping and resting, we can actually entertain them and keep them with their eye on the ball, right? But the wrong ball. Hey, there's a few other guys. Greg and Kat, anything to say? You want to share something? What you learned, maybe? What you enjoyed from today's show? You don't have to, of course, but it'd be great to hear from you. Just if you jumped in and said hello, so we could know who you are and la-di-da.
Nancy said in the comments, the teaching was awesome. Yes.
Yep, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, here's something amazing. This girl here is a Capricorn. Look at her, what she does. This is my niece. Look at this. Little Capricorn. She's only can hardly walk. Her mother, as soon as she learned how to walk, within a week, her mother found her standing on the kitchen table. She was about a year old. That's a Capricorn.
Yeah, the rock climbers.
Yeah, look at this. You just want to climb everything. They're little goats. Marissa, Mar, M-A-R, Mars results in Capricorn.
Put comments in the chat.
That's that?
Kat and Greg put comments in the chat.
Uh-huh. What are they saying?
Kat says, I'm good, I want to
G'day Santos, having technical issues here, but saying happy birthday to you from Oz. Thank you. It's still the 23rd here, Greg. So thank you. I'm good. On a train from Birmingham to London, as it was my mama's 89th birthday. Wow. Nice. Birmingham. Yeah, I stayed in Birmingham when I was there. And there's the Aries one. Lily.
That makes me paranoid watching that, because that's a rotating chair.
Yeah, it is, and it's flimsy. So the fact that they were jumping on it is even more audacious. These little Arians and little Capricorn children, they're amazing, man.
Yeah, I've seen that video a while ago, and I pointed out several Capricorn children climbing things, and I'll ask their parent, I'm like, they're born in December, is that a Capricorn?
Yep.
The climbers.
There's a little dog.
Nice. Is that the video you're looking for?
Yeah. No, it's not. No, I'll find it. But this is in the backyard. They're throwing the ball, and that's Mocca's joy. She'd go up and down those stairs all day long. Anyway, sorry to bore you with all this, guys, but really, there's a good moral in it. You know, there's it's how they distract people from important things is by giving them entertainment. The Romans said, give them bread and circuses. So what they did was they gave all the citizens, right, on the citizenship, they gave them bread, free bread. Romans would get bread for free. And mostly they could go to the circuses and watch the shows, the horse races, and they said that was their modus operandi, that was their ploy to keep people distracted from the Roman Empire's ruthless control and domination of the world. Give them bread and circus. And what do you have now? You've got restaurants, you've got baseball, you've got football, you've got all these sports games, tennis now, and everybody's hooked. You know, they're armchair sportsmen. They're sitting there drinking beer and chips and watching the sports. It's craziness. All right, I think we can wind it up, guys, because that was a good lesson. Ran that off really, really nice. We got the point with the foliage, the leaf of the tree, the Torii, that's a tree in the middle. The bowl is an arbol. You see, everything connects to this, friends. When you firmly fix in your mind that all is atom, and you understand that atom is an atom, and that an atom is composed predominantly of two things: a hyperbola, the hourglass in the middle, old man time, and the field, the outer field called a torus, toroidal torsion field. And then you have a trinity. You have atom, bowl or bull, and tor. I like to say bull and tor because there's a torus is a bull, a toro in Spanish. So yeah, once you have that trick up your sleeve, you're good to go. You can navigate through all languages. What says you, Nick?
It also just reminded me, you're familiar with fencing, right?
With what? Fencing?
Fencing, yeah. And one of the types of fencing you also have, and I think it's the first one most students would, at least it was for me when I did it in high school, is the foil.
Yeah.
It just reminded me of that.
There you go. All right, we're going to have a short one today, guys. I didn't sleep well last night and the night before and the night before. As you can see, I look a little bit under the weather. So I don't mind cutting it short. Thanks for tuning in. And next week we'll be doing... it'll be on the Thursday, yes?
The last Thursday.
And it will be the last Thursday. It will always, from then on after, it will always be on Wednesday. And always at 2:30 Central. So I haven't really fixed the word, but it's, the word will be the last one in this series. Bowl, foal, vol, pole, soul, hole. It'll be the last one. I just haven't decided whether it's going to be dole or ph, the ph foal. But you'll know during the course of the week. Take care, everybody. Much love. Long live syncretism.
Likewise to you. Have a good day tomorrow.
You too, man.
Trying to see it my way. Do we have to keep on talking till I can't go on? Why do you see it your way? Run the risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you said. You can get it wrong, but still you think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime. So I will ask you once again. Try to see it my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. Why you see it your way? There's a chance that we may fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime. So I will ask you once again. Try to see it my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. Why you see it your way? There's a chance that we may fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out.
The world has become tyrannical,
You want more of your people to die?
deceptive, dystopian, fraudulent, factual, truthful, direct knowledge, has been taken away from the masses for the purposes of control. But enough is enough, dear friends.
We will not compete.
Now is the time to take what is rightfully ours. Welcome to the Syncretism Society Virtual Academy.
Welcome.
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 Welcome to the Syncretism Society
Virtual
Academy.
Within the Academy, we have great minds to collectively bring our alumni a staggering range of knowledge.
Based off decade after decade of quantifiable research.
Spanning from sound medicine,
Yoga science, Indian spirituality,
Medical astrology,
Wisdom to sovereignty.
Holistic health,
Esoteric sciences.
astrotheology.
Acquiring these truths, dear friends,
will drive your empowerment and ability
For proper ascension.
take back your sovereignty.
take back your knowledge.
take back your freedom. Join us at the Syncretism Society Virtual Academy.